So I'm leaving Lowe's right now. I went to go get some plant food and a couple things. I wore my Altadena shirt, and this really nice man who works here in the nursery, he was the cashier, as soon as I walked in, and he was like, "Oh, I like your shirt." And I said, "Thank you so much." So I ended up checking out with him, and he shared that he used to live in Malibu, and the fire back in like 1992 almost burned his house down. When he lived out there, it burned his neighbor's house, and they were able to stop it from burning his house. And so I asked him, "Hey, well, why are you here now?" And he said he ended up meeting a girl who lived down here, and her family was from here, and so he moved down here for her. And unfortunately, like, she passed away a few years ago, and so this is what he's doing now. So, you know, he started asking me like, "Oh, how's your family doing?" and all that sort of thing, and just like really sweet. And then when I left, he was like, "Oh, you know, God bless your family, and you know, hopefully everything will work out for them." So I thought that was super nice of just a perfect stranger to ask how like your family's doing, and to kind of share a little personal story about them. So you never know who you're going to meet when you're out and about walking through the store. So I thought that was nice. Today's Sunday, so I am doing a lot of reorganizing. So my whole house, I spent all last week reorganizing, and my house was not horrible, but I just felt like I could do some tweaks to making things a little bit neater. So today I told myself that I was going to get all of my birthday cards. I have tons of birthday cards, photos, and all sorts of other things in these 5 like memory boxes, I'm calling them. And I have just different things from different phases of my life. I have graduation cards and little notes from my nieces when they were really tiny. So I just wanted to separate them and have like one box for, you know, all of my birthday cards, another one just for holidays. And so I was able to sort through that today. So I am also got turned on to another organizing show with Marie Kondo, I think that's her name. And she is a Japanese organizer who helps people. She has like a system of how you organize your house and stuff. So she had a couple of really cool tips. So I had her show on since last night, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm going to start organizing and cleaning again." So that's what I'm doing today. I need to go to the gym at least for an hour. And I ended up going on the scale at work. My body fat has dropped a little bit since I've done clean eating. The past 2 weeks I've been doing really, really well with eating. And I have basically just been eating like vegetables and fruit and only like chicken. I haven't really had much. I think I'm kind of like fished out. I ate fish for like a couple of weeks straight. Getting back into the gym one extra day. And then I did not go cold plunging today. I'm doing a little pause on that right now. And I'm hoping I can get back into it, but it was nice to get some extra sleep today. And so we'll see about cold plunging and kind of see where I'm at. I'm just trying to find ways to cut down my expenses for a little bit. And I have my little car that I'm in right now that has been running perfectly fine recently. And I just know any day now it's going to start acting up and shutting itself off and doing weird stuff. So I know it's only a matter of time. I'm working to just really clean up my finances. So when I do have to pull out this loan, that I'll get a good rate. And I should get a good rate anyways, because I keep my money at a credit union. So anywho, that's what I'm doing today, is really just trying to control the parts that I can, which is organizing at home, keeping my home nice and clean and wiping things down. And I'm gonna go spend some time out in my garden. It's nice and cool today. First day of June, by the way. So I figured I'd go out and give my plants some love. I got them a little bit of like organic plant food. So hopefully that will give them a little tiny boost of love. And then I'm gonna get some seedlings, because I did a mistake, I think, of putting the seeds in like a bigger pot. And they really need it to be started in like smaller little, like the smaller little trays, right? So that's something that I need to work on. And then another, on the show that I was watching, they had a family that they were from LA, somewhere in LA. They have this nice property in LA, like LA proper. And in some of the older homes, they had a huge backyard. And so the dad started a company, a gardening company. And so he has that in their backyard, and his son is going to be taking over. And so they were trying to get everything organized. And so it just inspired me to be like, you know what, I need to go back and really start giving my plants some love and getting things organized with my garden and getting my plants like off the ground and hopefully getting more airflow, and maybe that will help them a little bit with growing. I'm kind of doing my domestic moments now and getting my plants ready for summer. We've had a couple of hot days, and so I just have to be mindful that I have to crack open my greenhouse before I leave for the day or they will wilt. So anyways, I am gonna head home, get started on my garden, and hopefully that'll take you along with me. Okay guys, so I'm taking you through my garden, and I ended up planting some more seedlings. And so I'm showing you there. Most of this is spinach or lettuce. I'm growing a whole lot of different varieties of spinach, lettuce, and arugula. I also have some of my other plants growing. Spinach is right there. It actually flowered and then it died. So I definitely need to get some more nutrients into the soil. And then I picked up this little plant for like $8 at Lowe's. And I ended up pulling all of my thyme because we had a quick heat snap. And so I ended up having to pull all of it out because they got singed. But I just wanted to pop on and talk a little bit about the alter ego effect. And this is a new book that I'm listening to on Audible. And this is something that a lot of athletes use in their sport, Olympians, basketball players. Kobe Bryant was one of the people who actually worked with this guy. And of course, I don't remember his name. But anyway, it's called the alter ego effect. Check it out. And so basically it's developing an alter ego that you can step into to help you be able to kind of like troubleshoot an area that you're struggling with. So for instance, with the Black Mamba, with Kobe Bryant, he needed to develop a new character after going through the whole, his whole like rape trial in Colorado and going through that whole period, and it was really like not a good thing. And he was known for being really like clean cut and all that sort of thing, right? So he had to redevelop that. He was like, you're never going to be known as this like squeaky clean person again. So we need to basically put that aside, knock that person down. But who do you need to be on the basketball court? So they developed this character of him basically just not having any mercy on anyone. And this is the person that he would step into as he was preparing to go out in the court. And I really love that. And I've been really wanting to like learn about like, how did he figure this out? And there's, for instance, Beyonce. So Beyonce also does something similar with a character an alter ego that she has developed over time, which is Sasha Fierce. And I think she started doing this very young, but she realized that when she went on stage, she was a different person. And so I realized, like with reading this book, I was up at like, 1 o'clock in the morning, just trying to take a little bit of time to really like think about it and develop like, who do I feel like I need to become to be able to troubleshoot some areas of my life that I struggle with, in particular like career and business, and taking the big steps that I need to, and also just speaking up for myself on, especially like with business and things like that, and life, and just precision on areas in my personal life that I need more of. And I tend to be a little bit more like timid and quiet, and I need to step into that person to be able to deal with career and advancing myself and the things that I really want to do. So I am working on that, and I've come up with her name, and her name is Emerson Laval, and I just thought that was like a dope name. I like the name Emerson, so I was like, this is it. So I spent some time developing her, and basically like she's everything I always wanted to be as like a successful business person. She's just kind of dope, right? So I'm working on that. And so I'm going to be working on stepping into her when I'm feeling like a little, like, I wouldn't say weak, but just, I would say more timid. So anyways, I will talk to you guys next week about that. But if you guys want to know more about the alter ego effect, put the link in the description, and then I will also give you guys an update on how that's going. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week.
So make me yours.